Moree is a town in New South Wales with a population of 14,185 people, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics 2006 census, with 19.3% Indigenous population. The main industries in the town are wheat, cotton, pecan, cattle and sheep farming. Prior to the 1830s, the area was home to the Kamilaroi peoples. White settlement occurred around 18. As the event for this assignment, I've chosen the Moree Picnic Race Day, an annual horse racing meet promoted in the local newspapers as one of the major social and cultural events for the region. The race day has an 80-year tradition. You can view photos from the event by clicking on the link included on the slide. The included quote from the race club president promotes the day as an inclusive event enjoyed by the whole community. Moree Picnic Race Day relates to difference in the areas of class, gender, race and city versus country perspectives. Class differences are highlighted through things like a members area and general admission stand, dress standards and the history of horse racing as a cultured or aristocratic pastime as it's traditionally seen. Gender differences are seen through the dress standards expected for males and females, with events like fashions on the field being a major part of most racing meets, and through the disproportionate number of female jockeys and trainers. Race differences become obvious when comparing the demographics of the town, with its nearly 20% Indigenous population, to the demographics of the race attendees. From the photos included on the earlier link, there doesn't appear to be an equal representation at the race meet. This could be related to the fact that this event is a product of white culture, even though it is widely promoted as a major social event for the whole Moree community. In connecting this event to the national identity, the concept of white diaspora is very evident. English settlers have brought this traditional sport with them from Mother England and continue to hold these events whether or not they are still relevant to the current community or culture. The concept of a fair go for all is widely held to be central to Australian identity, and similarly this event is promoted as open to all, even though it may in some respects be fairly exclusive. Sporting events are promoted as Australian pastimes and crucial to our national identity, although a great many Australians would not relate to this in terms of their personal identity. The collective Australian identity also promotes a tie to the land or a connection to the outback, whether or not an individual actually has any experience of this landscape. In teaching this event, I would begin by introducing some outline material and maps of the area of Moree, to generate class discussion about who lives there, what jobs are available and to who, whether Moree is similar or different to their town, and how the town might have changed over time. I would be hoping to start discourse on race and the dominant white presence, and how that might affect the activities and nature of the town, as well as relating to gender and how equally males or females can participate in the community. To do with Australian identity, I would be hoping for discussion around what is typical and why in country towns in Australia, and how that relates to your own town or city. I would like to use a creative writing activity to have the students, after viewing some information and photos on the race day, write a descriptive text or story of their experience of the day, written from the point of view of, say, a horse owner or trainer, a race attendee, a jockey or service staff like a cleaner or a stable hand or a waiter. This could go in a few directions, such as a shop owner who's losing business from the day and was unhappy about it, but the idea is to get the students thinking about who is telling the story, thereby demonstrating how bias or hegemonic viewpoints can become prevalent. I think this would be a nice way to introduce the idea of diversity, with the students looking at the number of different roles required for a social event like this, but also within community in general, and the different experience that class or gender differences can generate. I'd like to incorporate an art project as a creative outlet for the students into the class, asking them from magazines or drawings or through dress-ups, depending on the age group of the students, to plan an outfit they could wear to race day, and to hold their own fashions on the field event where they can judge the most original or the most practical or variety of different categories. This will allow discussion of gender stereotypes and roles, class difference, and also again highlight diversity, allowing the students to demonstrate difference of opinion and maybe experience some otherness. I'd be looking to use the Moree Picnic Race Day as an educative, as a lead-in topic to discuss other sporting or cultural events that are held locally, state, nationally and on international or worldwide levels, and have the students focus in their discussion on whether these events include everyone in the communities they're held in, how they eventuated, why they are or are not important to the people in that community, and whether there's ways that they may be able to incorporate larger ways they could change to incorporate a broader identity range. In mediating dominance and diversity, if I can help students move from a legitimising identity location where they're accepting events as normal to a resistance or project identity location where traditional events and attitudes can be challenged and reformed through the asking of things like why do things happen, who makes them happen, who do they benefit, and could they happen differently. If I can raise awareness of Hall's concept of a differentiated culture by having children or students think about what do we share with others in the community and what is different. Are things the same as they've always been, or have they changed? And by increasing awareness that locations are taught through the social dynamic and being taught can therefore be changed, by having them think about if there's a right or a wrong way to be an Australian or to be a male or to be a female. By using events that are relevant to local and national communities and generating discussion and awareness of the arbitrary nature of hegemonic positions and practices, I as an educator can help reduce discrimination in the community. If I can encourage students to develop identity locations that recognise and acknowledge difference and diversity, not as good or bad but just as present, I'm performing a role as a transformative educator.